Yes, you announce when you're making a speech, and of course, an ounce is a very light weight. Now, David, we got a bit heavyweight last night when we were talking about brands, you know, the big brands, corporate brands and so on, but yes. You're going to add something, but it's not going to be heavier.
No, in fact, it's going to be quite heady and intoxicating because I'm adding the letter Y to brand tonight to look at brandy. And I take my research very seriously on this show. And
I can tell by the rosy cheeks.
I was looking at the top shelf of my local and, in fact, noticed that there were several variations of brandy. Now, originally it comes from grape juice. It's distilled grape juice because the word is a Dutch word originally, brandewijn, which means burnt wine. But also in the dictionary here, under brandy, is the game, childhood game, of throwing a tennis ball at one another.
Well, I remember doing that in the schoolyard when I was a 10-year-old,
yes.
and we called it brandy.
So that's interesting, because you grew up in South Australia, is that
yes.
right? I grew up in New South Wales, and we called it brandings.
With an S on the end.
With an S.
And Judith, you're a school librarian, so you must have watched lots of kids play games like that. Do you know that
I remember
game?
We called it branding without the S.
There you go.
That was New South Wales as well. So.
Very interesting. In fact, Lily, did you ever play the game?
No, look, I played a lot less painful games.
And you're alive to tell the tale.
Yeah.
And just to finish, I noticed it here, at least listed as a regionalism, that is a regional variation of the same game, is the Brandon Bunny, which is the Queensland version of the same game, Brandon Bunny. So there you go. Within the studio, that's 3 variations of the one game, and in Queensland, a further variation.
Well, some great research there. Thank you, David.
Thanks.
Let's have a look at our scores. And Shyam's on 10, Judith's on 25, and let's have a look at some more letters. Judith.
Thanks, Lily. I'll start with a consonant, please.
Thank you. Let's start with R.
And another one.
P.
And a vowel, please.
E.
And another vowel.
U.
And a consonant, please.
Another R.
And another consonant.
J.
Excellent letter. And another vowel, please.
I.
And a consonant.
T.
And another vowel, please.
And last letter A.
Here's the clock. How many that time, Judith?
A 6 that time.
And Shyam?
7.
Let's begin with your 6, please.
Pirate.
And Shyam?
Jupiter.
Jupiter. Does that have a capital letter, David?
The 2 listings here, first as the god, the supreme deity of Roman mythology, capital J. Then, as the largest planet, capital J. And looking in the small print, there's no context where a small j would apply. So unfortunately, Shyam, because proper nouns are not allowed as submissions, then we can't accept it. Pirate, therefore, steals the points. A good 6. And the 7 that I found is rapture, R-A-P-T-U-R-E.
Very nice work. Bad luck to Shyam on that one, but 6 points for Judith. Let's have some more letters. And Shyam, what would you like this time?
I'll start with the consonant again.
Thank you. H.
Another one, please.
S.
And another one.
G.
Vowel.
E.
Another vowel.
I.
And another one.
A.
And another one.
Another I.
Consonant.
L.
And another consonant, thank you.
And last letter C.
And time starts now. did you go with that mix, Shyam?
Oh, just a 5.
A 5 for you, Judith?
A 5 as well.
It did seem to be a pretty difficult one. Let's start with your 5, Judith.
I'll go with clash.
And yours, Shyam?
Chase.
Well, they seem all right, David.
They do seem fine. In fact, 5s both listed here, of course. Now, in that first bunch of letters, I saw 2 very different females. The first is Geisha for 6, which is the Japanese bar worker, and the other is Sheila, which is listed here with a small s, being that Ocker word for woman. And the 7 that I found, it's an unusual word. It's laicise, L-A-I-C-I-S-E, which is to deprive of clerical status. It relates to the lay or the laity being the secular part of the church.
Wow, that is a cracker to find out of that lot, because it was a tough mix, and Shyam and Judith scored 5 points each. Let's have another lot of numbers now, and Judith, what would you like this time?
I'll have the 2 large and 4 small.
Thanks, Judith. 2 large, 4 small. And the second numbers for tonight, 5, 1, 3, 7, and the 2 large, 50. And 100. The target to reach is 402.
Thanks, Lily. Here we go. Well, did you get there, Judith?
I did.
Excellent. To 402. Lovely.
Yes.
And Shyam as well?
Yes. 4.
Excellent. Well, Judith, if you can take us down the path, please.
3 plus 1 in brackets times 100
3 plus 1 by 100
plus 7
is 400. Plus the 7,
minus 5.
take away 5 is 402.
Very nice and straight to the target. Shyam, did you use the same approach?
Yeah, just a little bit different. The first step was exactly the same, to 400.
Yeah.
And then 7 minus 5 was separate.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
the same.
yeah, take
Yeah.
away the 2, so...
Okay, basically the same. In fact, it's so close, if you would just verify that you've used the same approach. So, pretty straightforward, Lily. No problems there.
Yeah, beautiful solution.
And 10 beautiful points each for Shyam and Judith. So, Shyam's on 25, Judith's on 46. Time for another break and another word mix for you. It's bison hen. And the clue this time, connected to the knee bone. Back after this.